Johnny's got the old whacker packer going, the one that I don't like. We had to tap and die that. Did this side too. Use Loctite. It's not enough. I'm gonna be in touch with you, whacker. You're gonna hear my complaint. Oh, I swore. Damn it. Yeah. So we got that wall done, ready to roll. Clients just took off. That's in there. We had to explain a bunch of things, what we're doing. Gave them one option, and that's pretty much it. Because sometimes it is what it is. Anyways, so we got our footing. Mark's got her all packed there. Now we got the packer going for this because what we're gonna have, we figured everything out. This is our finished grade. We're gonna have 6 steps. So there's gonna be a landing out to roughly here. We'll figure that out as we go. 6 steps coming down. Another landing. Those steps are gonna start pretty much right where that's sitting, so 4 feet off of that. I'm hoping only 3 steps going down onto the asphalt, but time will tell. It might be 4. We will see. Yeah. So John's gonna pack the hell out of that, and then we can start climbing up, start building that wall and that wall. Get this freaking crap done, and then we can determine exactly where our steps are gonna go there. Lots of math involved with this vertical stuff. That's why I don't want anything to do with it anymore. The only reason I accepted this job was because the client went to school with this guy. Yeah, we're from a small little hick town, and we're good old country boys here. Anyways, we're gonna get packing, and I will show you how we're gonna be doing things as we go along. Fourier gravel compaction, begin. Ear protection, smart guy. Lunchtime. With the steps started. That's actually a lot done in a short period of time. That's 4 steps minus the coping done so far. It's gonna be a total of 6. Oh, pardon me, I'm eating lunch. I'm gonna set this down. Here we go. So, step by step for this one. Those are all corner blocks. So you have a split face on this side and this side. And also it gives you your offset. That way your lines don't meet up. If you ever have someone build you something where these lines on these walls meet up, the other side probably gonna be a better example because it's not stepped up like this side. Oh, getting down. My goodness. So if you have someone building you walls and you notice these lines are separated, there's no line there, it goes staggered over, over, over. You have someone building you a wall and those lines are all meeting up, kick them off your property because you're going to have problems, big problems. You have to have those lines staggered. It adds strength like you wouldn't believe. And again, there's the corner blocks. So the face will have a split face, and then this side has a split face, and it also provides you that separation that you need for your lines. That is a must. And also, sorry, I'm trying to eat and record. I only have so much time in the day. All that coping and all these corner blocks, they're all glued with a PL premium construction adhesive. This stuff I find works great. I've used this for 20 years and I've never had an issue. If I've ever had an issue with it, it wasn't because of this, it was because of the materials. I have a wet cast product that I used once. I'm not going to name the manufacturer, but it sucks. You cannot glue coping to it whatsoever. They do have a specific PL premium for things like granite, for like countertops and stuff like that. I've tried it. Doesn't work with wet cast. Not very well. They also have one PL Platinum. Tried it. Doesn't work with wet cast. I've done one project with the wet cast, and it's only going to be one. And I mean, especially here in the north, that's wet cast does get really slippery. You got a little bit of sleet on it, Somebody's gonna fall on their butt. I know, because I've done it. I fell on my butt. Anyways, so that's the start of it. Also, every step that we come up, we fill the inside of it with quarry A gravel. And this A gravel is not like normal A gravel. Your standard A gravel has 3/4 clear mixed with like stone dust. Now this stuff, which I really love, has a much larger stone than 3/4 clear. It's almost like a mini modified B type 2, which is an aggregate they use for soil corrections. You're building a house and you don't get down to virgin ground, but you're way above your footing. You can actually backfill it. Engineers approve it. You can backfill it with modified B type 2 as long as it's diesel plate compacted. Now once it's diesel plate compacted, you're gonna need a machine to loosen it up. And even this machine with that smooth face bucket, the grading bucket, that's not going to dig it up. You need a tooth bucket. So that A gravel is working really well this year. I love it. It's definitely compacting. I would say close to 99%, which is pretty impressive. Probably even I would even give it probably close to 100%. Which is unheard of for things like that, because usually when you do a city job, commercial job, they ask for a specific percentage in compaction. I know because I've done them before and had things tested. City projects we've done here, they want around 98% compaction. Standard quarry A gravel, that's what you get generally, 98, 99. This stuff is without a doubt 99 to 100%, which is unheard of. It's pretty good stuff. I'm actually curious. I kind of want to get it tested just for fun, but I'm not going to pay for that. So anyways, we're going to finish up our lunch and we'll get back at it. Talk to you in a bit. Hey Mark, what's the best part about taking a late lunch? Yeah, it's already coffee break. It's only been oh my goodness, an hour and a bit since we finished lunch.
Yeah.
Anyways, you see what Mark's doing here. He's using the level as a straight edge to make sure the coping is nice and straight. Two of the best tools you could ever use in hardscaping. Number one tool, believe it or not, is a string. Number two, a good level. There's so many more tools besides those, but those are our go-to. You seen Mark, oh dear, compacting this, because he compacted under there to put that step in. And he's getting ready to put our last step in, which is nice. And he was hitting this too, because that can't be backfilled until we get, well anymore, until that was compacted. Now it's compacted so we can come up a little bit more.
You have to cut that.
Beauty. Look at that, cut to fit.
Planned out.
Was it? I'm pretty sure it was, because you cut it with the saw, so. Yeah, things like, what's that?
Just shave off a little.
Oh, so it's a scrap, a leftover piece. Waste not, want not. Recycle, reduce, and reuse. I mean, the less scraps you have, the better. Yeah, so that worked out well. Sometimes it works out like that in that situation. Anyways, we got the AC blasting. It's not cold up here, I'll tell you that much. It's interesting in the camera. It looks like it's just spinning slow, but geez, it's going fast. But yeah, it's nice that that piece ended up fitting in there with the scrap. Now on the corners here, we use this non-woven geotextile to fill in voids, like cracks like this. That way the fine dust that's in here doesn't wash into those joints and into here. They've already got glue in this, that way that pipe isn't affected. It's copper, it's not going to rust, so whoever complains about this being buried, you're wrong. It's copper, it's going to be fine. And if it does ever need to be replaced, you just cut it in the house, put a new one, come out foundation. there's always a method to my madness. That's what I tell the guys, and they tell me too when they're doing, explain to me why they're doing something, because I ask, and they explain to me in their method to their madness. Everyone's got a method to their madness. Anyways, so you can see we're going to be right at our top. Oh my goodness, our top mark there. And we're getting near the loud air conditioner. We're going to be, once we get the coping on here, we're going to be right where we want to be. That way this step from the plate down to the height here, which will be finished grade, is going to be up to code. And the reason why we're wider, like I said, is we're going to have a post here and then a guardrail, because we are well higher than the 2 feet. Guardrail coming out to here, handrail, guardrail, handrail, both sides. They could get away with not doing that, but whenever they decide to put their house up on the market, hopefully the future homeowner would see things like that. I know I pointed out a million things in the houses I wouldn't looked at before I bought mine, and some it was like, yeah, no, not buying this place, too much money, too much work. But anyways, do it up to code, do it right, don't do it at all. The other side would have been fine, except for when we reached the end of that step, we'd be past that 2 foot height, so it would have required something there. And also, for liability purposes, obviously their mailbox is down here, but if it was up there, and a mailman came up here and fell right off of that, and broke his back and couldn't work again, they could sue the clients because this is not up to code. You gotta think of things like that. I do all the time because I pay a premium in insurance every year, whether it's at my house, private vehicles, or the business obviously is the big one. Liability is a big thing. Anyways, looking good so far. We still got a little bit to go there today, so we'll be back. Bam, bam, bam. How could we forget? We got a cup of tea. For everyone complaining, I've had one guy say, I'm not subscribing because the first 2 minutes all you did was drink tea. Whatever, not bugging me. Love the tea. Love the tea. What's that you got there, bud? Iced coffee. I'm gonna have to try one of those when the weather gets crazy hot, because it does look pretty good. Except for I don't drink coffee. I do drink iced tea though, but Nestea version. We'll be back. Alright, so Mark's working on his last step. I got chain there, just moving that stuff out of the way because I gotta load the dump truck here. Yeah, we're gonna finish the dig out and the prep for the steps. Oh my goodness, my phone does not stop today. Alright, I gotta answer this. I'll be back. Alright, now that I answered 300 frickin' texts, let's get some work done. Alright. So what we're gonna do here, we gotta dig this. You know what? I'm just gonna show you. Let's just do that while this thing warms up a bit. Oh my goodness. So, we gotta do here, obviously I gotta backfill that. It's already dug out, except for this. We'll pull that out of there. We don't need that rock in there, or this one. The scraps like this we throw in there, it's good for drainage. So those little scraps, don't get rid of them. That's why we had to take off the block here to build it vertically. You can see here the full block. You take this piece off, you can build it vertically level. Just like that. Anyways, so I can backfill this with the Poirier gravel. That's where our steps are gonna go, right there, 4 feet wide. 4 steps, obviously. So, yeah, there's not gonna be a wall there because we're gonna be adding topsoil. So we're just gonna build that up with topsoil. Oh, I'm yawning. Anyways, we're gonna dig that back further. Remove that, and I can push some of this nice clean sand fill over here where the footing was. That way we're not wasting too much of this material because we got to backfill this wall with a little bit of that as well. So I think what I'm going to do, maybe I'll I'll set you up somewhere on the dump truck and you can watch me dig this out, maybe for a time lapse. We haven't done one of those in a little while. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, I guess the battery died at the perfect time, finishing off that little time lapse. So, what we're gonna do now, we got the footing in there, got it all wet, because you need water for compaction. So the wall is actually going to be, as soon as we pass the steps, we're going to be going in, and then all the way down on the inside. This is going to be asphalt. There's going to be more A gravel under here for asphalt than most driveways in the world. They just put little skim coats most of the time. But anyways, we're going to get the compactor fired up, ready to roll. Have some water. That sounds good. And then yeah, we'll pack this till the cows come home. Alright. So we got our footing packed. Mark's throwing some loose pack in so we can start banging some blocks down. And yeah, we have to hit the bottom row down. A lot of people just screed it and lay them down, but no, it settles. We bang them down. I'll show you Mark doing that when he gets to do it. I gotta fill that up with gravel up there and pack it. And we got the gas line coming off out of the house for the air conditioner. Oh, excuse me. We got it wrapped up in filter cloth, so it's really well padded and well protected. So yeah, should be good to go. Anyways, I'm gonna get some gravel up there, and then when Mark starts banging some blocks down, I'll show you guys how that's done. Alright, so we'll have a quick look at how Mark's doing this. There's more than one way to skin a cat, but In my mind, this is the only proper way to put your bottom course down for retaining walls. We have 4-pound steel sludge. This is why I don't use hollow blocks. We don't put them in, we take them out. Hollow blocks are garbage. The only good hollow block is right there for the foundation. For hardscaping, no, you don't want that, because this is it's designed to move this stuff. So you see how Mark has some loose pack here. This is Corrier. You could use sand, you could use stone dust, as long as you don't use a whole lot of it. We use gravel just because we find it a lot better that way. So the bottom of the block is actually probably a 1/2 inch lower than the surface you see here, because you can see the tongue groove just barely at the top of it. And yeah, so it's at least a 1/2 inch. So he'll set a block in place. So you can see how much higher he has it than the block beside it. So then he'll take that 4-pound steel sledgehammer and bang it down. This is how professional hardscapers install retaining walls. I'm not saying the other way doesn't work. Just screed it and set your block down. But up here in Canada, where we get 4 to 7 feet of frost, it doesn't last. Down in the States, Arizona, etc., I've even seen some guys in Minnesota do it the other way. But yeah, I'm a firm believer this is the right way to do it. So as you can see, Mark's got his torpedo level. He's checking to see which way this wall is pitching, because that's actually going to be part of a step. He's probably got it close to level now, because that's what it was before. It might have been sloped back slightly. So when we install the coping, if that's where it is, we have to make sure that coping is sloping forward. Otherwise, we're going to have water sitting there and a nice build-up. And then someone's screaming at me. And this, obviously, this will sink a lot faster if you're getting water running through it. Even though we put polymeric sand in between the step joints. Right back here, we fill that with polymeric sand. That way, minimal water gets in behind each step. But we don't do that until the interlocking brick is there. And we're actually installing the polymeric on that. We've been doing this for a long time. I could take you to jobs that are actually, I think I'm going to do some videos on some jobs that are pretty old and they still look amazing. Yeah, we'll do a video on that for sure. But yeah, Mark's also checking it at the 4-foot level right here and right on the back of the wall. I'm gonna get out of his way because I'm just slowing him down. That's key to do all this. And you see he's got his corner block in place, because that wall is going to be going this way and then back out all the way down. So we're going to have a corner here. So it's going to be, I'm going to show you. Your corners are going to be a row going this way. Here's your corner block, and then the row going this way. It's going to stack on top. So it's going to cross this way, and one on top, and then if you have another row on top of that, it'll go this way again. That's the only way to do it. I've tore out some walls where guys have cut 45s down that. The wall just splits apart right at the 45. Doesn't work. See, look, he's even got the measuring tape out to make sure that he's going to be hitting his 4-foot distance, because we want 4 feet to get up to our landing. Yep. Anyways, we'll bring you back at the end of the day, which is not too far away, just to show you our progress. This is literally only our 2nd day in, so you guys, I think you guys will be pretty impressed with what we've accomplished today and Friday, because it is Monday. Anyways, see you in a bit. Alright. Sorry about the noise in the background. So that's going to be the end of day 2 on this. So we will have that air conditioner kind of in place. It is going to be flush with coping and pretty much right up against that wall there. Steps are done. Well, the front ones. We still got to put interlocking brick in there, but that's all good. Oh, a chunk of concrete. And this is the beginning of the steps here. So if you can envision it, steps coming up here to a landing. Okay. And then from this landing, mean up to this grade down here, and then stepping all the way up. We are going to be putting guardrails on both sides and handrails down. That is required by code. But you guys will have to stay tuned for that. Where's my wintered-haired buddy? So John, I love the way you shut videos down, man.
Gotta give him a little explanation. Good day's work. 2 days got all this done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps. 8 steps. Yeah, we're rolling. We're rolling. Hope you guys like this one, and like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Bam! Bunch of professionals, these guys that work for me. Well, with me. Bam.